Service. I did it. Is it going to be here? This could mean everything.
Welcome to the memorial service of the 89th General Assembly. The memorial service is a time-honored tradition in which we recognize former members for their commitment to public service. Tonight we are gathered to commemorate the service of 33 former members of the Iowa Senate and House. The families of those memorialized are invited to stand as the service record is read and the candle is being lit. The chair will begin the program with a prayer. Will everyone please stand? Eternal God, our Father, your law has prevailed across the years, and you are the source of justice and truth. We acknowledge you as our Lord and commend our nation to your guidance and protection. We're gathered here tonight to honor the memory and contributions of our fellow legislators from across the state and over the years. Let our nation, Father, stand for compassion and service, and above all else, for peace. Through Christ our Lord, amen. The Honorable Quentin Anderson.
Quentin Anderson was born May 7, 1932, to George and Lena Anderson. Quentin grew up on the family farm east of Elston. Working hard and investing in the community was a trait handed down by his father. He worked the farm, running the Anderson sawmill and the Elston grain elevator. Quentin graduated from Elston Community School and later attended the American Institute of Business. He also served in the United States Army, serving 17 months overseas during the Korean War. He was united in marriage to Rita Hewlett of Grand River on October 29, 1957. To this union, 2 children were born. Quentin was first elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in 1963. He served in the Iowa House for the 60th and 61st General Assemblies. He then was elected to the Iowa Senate, serving during the 63rd and 64th General Assemblies. Lastly, he returned to the Iowa House, serving for the 65th General Assembly. During his time in the legislature, Quentin Anderson was a strong voice to protect rural areas. His work on legislation to change the inheritance tax, personal property tax, and tax on livestock had a major positive impact across the state. He believed in less government control and more individual opportunity. Building Sun Valley Lake and the community surrounding it was a vision shared with his father. That completed project has made a tremendous impact on the local and county economy. Senator Anderson was both a Ringgold County Democrat and Republican. Senator Quentin Anderson passed away on December 27, 2019, at the age of 87.
The Honorable Elaine Baxter.
Elaine Bland Baxter was born January 16, 1933 in Chicago, Illinois, the daughter of Clarence and Margaret Bland. She attended and graduated from Central High School in Washington, D.C. in 1950. She married Harry Youngs Baxter on October 2, 1954. They were married for 58 years, and their union created 3 children. Elaine received a Bachelor of Arts degree in International Affairs from the University of Illinois in 1954, a teaching certificate from the Iowa Wesleyan in 1970, and a Master of Science degree in Urban and Regional Planning from the University of Iowa in 1978. She also received graduate training at the Harvard University Kennedy School of Government. She moved to San Francisco briefly following graduation from Illinois, then moved to Burlington, where she began her first involvement with local politics. Elaine Baxter's professional career included teaching high school history, appointment as a congressional liaison at the Department of Housing and Urban Development in Washington, D.C., Burlington City Council member, and economic development consulting. During her time in Burlington, Elaine Baxter spent many years volunteering in her community and serving in public service roles. In 1973, Elaine became the first woman elected to the Burlington City Council, serving 2 terms. She served as chairperson of Burlington's Steamboat Days, on the board of the Women's Equity Action League and the Burlington Area Arts Council. Following her time in the legislature, she was elected as Iowa's Secretary of State in 1986, serving 2 terms. Her statewide appointments included the Iowa Humanities Board, Iowa Lottery Board, Mississippi River Parkway Commission, Iowa Historic Preservation Alliance, and Terrace Hills Society Foundation Board. Elaine was a Democrat from Des Moines County. She was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1980, serving for 3 terms. During her time, she served on the following committees: Commerce, Economic Development, Energy, Local Government, and Natural Resources. Representative Elaine Baxter passed away on March 6, 2021, at the age of 88.
The Honorable Gary Blodgett.
Dr. Gary Burrow Blodgett was born October 17, 1937, in Pleasantville, Iowa, the son of Burrow and Ethel Blodgett. He graduated from Pleasantville High School in 1955. He married Sandra Sandy Hodson on June 29, 1956. They were married for 65 years, and their union created 3 children. Gary attended Central College in Pella, Iowa, for a semester before taking a chance to play for a minor league baseball team. Despite being offered a contract to play, he chose to return to Iowa and graduated from the University of Iowa Dental School in 1962 and received his Master's of Science in Orthodontics in 1967. Between obtaining his degrees, he completed his military service as a colonel in the U.S. Public Health Service, living for a time in Seattle and El Paso before returning to the University of Iowa to finish school. He moved to Mason City after graduation, joining an orthodontic practice where he practiced until 1992. Gary gave much of his time to various volunteer and appointment positions in his community. He was a 66-year member of the Masonic Lodge, elected president of the Iowa Orthodontic Association, served as a member of the American Dental Association's Political Advisory Board, and honored as a University of Iowa Dental School's Distinguished Alumni of the Year in 2007. He was a Boy Scout troop leader, Little League baseball coach, and participated in YMCA membership drives and United Way campaigns. In 2001, he was appointed by President George W. Bush to serve as a federal judge with jurisdiction over the Provider Reimbursement Review Board. Gary was a Republican from Saragota County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1992, serving for 4 terms. During this time, he served on the following committees: Administration and Rules, Economic Development, Human Resources, Transportation, and Ways and Means. Representative Blodgett passed away on May 19, 2021, at the age of 83.
The Honorable Rich Byerly.
Richard Rich Lee Byerly was born July 18, 1938, in Boone, Iowa, the son of Virgil and Bessie Byerly. He attended and graduated from Boone High School in 1956. He is survived by his wife, Christy, and his 8 children. Rich graduated from Boone Junior College in 1958 and received his Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics from Simpson College in 1960. He went on to earn his Master's of Science and Doctorate from Iowa State by 1970. He worked initially as a high school teacher, coach, and athletic director before joining the staff at Des Moines Area Community College. He rose to the position of vice president before becoming president of Southwestern Community College. His leadership and success at both institutions eventually led to his role as a teacher in the Iowa Association of a leader in the Iowa Association of Community College Presidents. Rich was an accomplished athlete, excelling in basketball, football, and track, and competing at the college and semi-pro level. He also had a lifelong love of the outdoors, with hunting and fishing being 2 of his favorite hobbies, including writing articles and a book on the subjects. Additionally, he was an active member of the Crest City Masonic Lodge number 522 in Creston, Iowa. Rich was a Democrat from Polk County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1972, serving for 5 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Agriculture, Appropriations, County Government, Education, Human and Industrial Relations, Labor and Industrial Relations. Representative Byerly passed away on May 23, 2020, at the age of 81. The Honorable Rich Byerly. Richard Rich Lee Byerly was born July 18, 1938, in Boone, Iowa, the son of Virgil and Bessie Byerly. He attended and graduated from Boone Junior College in 1956. He was a Boy Scout troop leader, Little League baseball coach, and participated in YMCA membership drives and United Way campaigns. In 2001, he was appointed by President George W. Bush to serve as a federal judge with jurisdiction over the Provider Reimbursement Review Board. He graduated from Pleasantville High School in the fall of 1972.
The Honorable John Clark.
John Howard Clark was born November 24, 1946, in Keokuk, Iowa, the son of Howard and Margaret Clark. He graduated from Keokuk High School in 1965. He married Charlotte Detweiler in 1972, and their union created 2 daughters. John graduated from Drury College in Springfield, Missouri in 1969, receiving his Bachelor of Arts degree in History and Political Science. He spent time as an insurance agent before becoming a stockbroker and trader, owning his own firm for many years. John was a lifelong public servant, valuing his service to his community and church. He donated his time as a member of the Keokuk Area Hospital Board, the Keokuk Savings Bank Board, the St. John's Vestry, the Kiwanis Club, the Chamber of Commerce, Iowa Association of Independent Insurance Agents, the Iowa Farm Bureau, and St. John's Episcopal Church. John was a Republican from Lee County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1970, serving 6 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: cities, county government, environmental preservation, judiciary and law enforcement, natural resources, rules, social services, and ways and means. He also served as the chair of the cities committee and as an assistant majority leader. Representative Clark passed away on December 13th, 2019, at the age of 73.
The Honorable Dick Dearden.
Dick Leslie Dearden was born June 3rd, 1938, in Des Moines, to Helen May and Harry Joseph Dearden. He graduated from East High School and served in the Iowa National Guard from 1956 to 1962. He later worked in manufacturing and the grocery industry. In 1959, he married the love of his life, Sharon. To this union, 3 children were added. It was 1964 that both he and his wife, Sharon, took an interest in politics and volunteered for the first time door knocking for President Johnson and Governor Hughes. From then on, he worked in every presidential and gubernatorial election. Together, they became known as the Dynamic Duo. He served as Polk County Democratic Chair from 1979 to 1981. He was a national delegate for President Clinton in 1996. He was elected to the Iowa Senate in 1994 and served until 2017. Dick enjoyed his time with his family and his friends, fishing, hunting, and gardening as well. He was a member of AMVETS, the Isaac Walton League, Pheasants Forever, Ducks Unlimited, and Ask Me Retirees, just to name a few. He was a great friend to working people, a champion for organized labor, and a leader on environmental issues, and chairing the Senate Natural Resources Committee. He voted to protect communities by requiring carbon monoxide detectors in certain buildings, and he dedicated time to ensuring his constituents had access to affordable health care. One bill he worked tirelessly on was the Dove Bill. He was a humble man who believed in what he did was not about him, but for those he served. Senator Dearden was a Polk County Democrat. Senator Dick Dearden passed away November 2nd, 2019, at the age of 81.
The Honorable Jean Frazee.
Jean Frazee was born May 7th, 1932, in rural West Point, Iowa, to Theodore and Viola Frazee. On December 31, 1949, he married the love of his life, Faye Pumphrey, and they enjoyed over 70 years of marriage. To this union, 4 children were born. Gene's life was one of dedication to his family and friends, farming and serving the people of Iowa. He was born and raised in the West Point area, where he established roots, raising his family and farming. His passion for serving the community led him to be a Lee County supervisor for 7 years and serving in the Iowa Senate for 27 years. He was proud to be the longest-serving senator from District 42 in southeast Iowa. He took great pride in serving the people of Iowa. One of his proudest accomplishments was being instrumental in the building of the 61 bypass and the Bridgeport Bridge project, and serving as the only non-lawyer Judiciary Committee head in the history of the state of Iowa. Above all these worthy accomplishments, he believed his family was the greatest achievement. While Senator Frazee served on many committees during his time in the legislature, worth noting is his membership in the unofficial legislative group known as the Knothole Gang. This group consisted of several of his peers and involved fishing trips to Canada, eating their catch for breakfast, and sharing endless stories with their friends and family about their outings. It was hard for him to contain his laughter when he told stories of sharing hidden candy bars and the importance of being on the right boat with supplies in the event you got separated from the others. He cherished the lifelong friendships made and the colleagues from the Hill and their spouses as a result of the formation of this group. The friendships grew for decades and created wonderful memories for all. Senator Frazee was a Lee County Democrat. Senator Eugene Gene Frazee passed away November 27th, 2020, at the age of 88.
The Honorable Dennis Freeman.
Dennis Lester Freeman was born March 2nd, 1939 in Patton, Iowa, the son of Lester and Leona Freeman. He grew up in Gowrie, but his family moved to Spirit Lake, where he graduated from Spirit Lake High School in 1957. He married Mary Lou Hawkinson on June 10, 1962. Their union created 4 children. Dennis attended Gustavus Adolphus College in St. Peter, Minnesota, where he graduated from in 1961 with a Bachelor of Science degree. Following graduation, he worked for a short time on a campus before he and Mary Lou settled in Des Moines, and then in 1966 they moved to Storm Lake. Dennis owned and worked at Freeman Insurance and Financial Services until 1999, when he moved himself and his business to Ames, where he married Janice Peterson. In 2017, he returned to Spirit Lake. He remained active in the Republican Party and many community activities. He was a member of the Kiwanis, Jaycees, Elks, Buena Vista County Young Republicans, and Iowa Young Republicans. With his time and passions, he helped create the Storm Lake Basketball Jamboree and championed the concept and development of the Field of Dreams Sports Complex. He also served his country in the United States Navy. Dennis was a Republican from Buena Vista County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1968, served for 3 terms. He served concurrently with his father, Lester Freeman of Dickinson County. During his time, he served on the following committees: Appropriations, Commerce, Higher Education, Human Resources, Iowa Development, Natural Resources, State Government, and Ways and Means. Representative Freeman passed away on May 31st, 2020, at the age of 81.
The Honorable Robert Fuller.
Robert, or Bob Dean Fuller, was born March 2nd, 1929, in Jackson Township, Hardin County, Iowa, the son of Vern and Gladys Fuller. He graduated from Owasso High School in 1946. He married Arlene Upton in 1948, and their union created 3 children. Robert played basketball and baseball in high school, and then attended Iowa State Teachers College after graduation. He and Arlene moved to a farm east of Owasso after their wedding, where he farmed for the next 50 years. He also served in the National Guard for 10 years. Robert served his community in numerous positions, including the Hardin County Extension Council, the Owasso School Board, as a Jackson Township trustee, a trustee of the Owasso Methodist Church, the Pine Lake Housing Board, and as a 4-H leader. He was also a president of the Kiwanis and a member of the Isaac Walton League, Ducks Unlimited, Moose Lodge, Pine Lake Wildlife Club, Farm Bureau, Iowa Shorthorn Association, and other associations. In 1976, he was elected to the Hardin County Board of Supervisors, serving 2 terms. Robert was a Democrat from Hardin County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1986, serving for 2 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Agriculture, Energy, Local Government, Natural Resources, and State Government. Representative Fuller passed away on January 8, 2022, at the age of 93.
The Honorable Richard Rick Groth.
Richard Lee Rick Groth was born on March 18, 1946, in Storm Lake, Iowa, the son of Chris and Florence Groth. He attended Newell Providence Elementary School and graduated from Alta Community High School in 1964. He had 2 children. Rick attended Iowa State University, where he received his Bachelor's of Arts degree in American Government in 1968. He then earned his master's degree in guidance and counseling from the University of Northern Iowa in 1971. After college, he spent 15 years as an educator and counselor. He served as assistant to the president for institutional development at Buena Vista College and as a partner at an insurance agency in Albert City. He was also a licensed realtor and spent time investing in and remodeling homes. Rick served many people in many capacities over the years. He was a member of a number of organizations, including the Iowa State Education Association, Iowa Personnel and Guidance Association, Farm Bureau, Storm Lake Board of Realtors, Education Commission of the States, Iowa Association of Life Underwriters, Independent Insurance Agents of Iowa, Albert City Lions Club, Albert City Jaycees, and Isaac Walton League. Rick was a Democrat from Buena Vista County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1978, serving for 4 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Appropriations, Education, Labor and Industrial Relations, Natural Resources, Transportation, and Ways and Means. He also served as the chair of the Education Committee. Representative Groth passed away on May 29, 2021, at the age of 75.
The Honorable Joan Hester.
Joan Hester was born November 20th, 1932, in Shelby, Iowa, the daughter of Helen and Walt Goshorn. She graduated from Persia High School. She married Jack Hester on June 7th, 1951. They were married for 47 years, and their union created 6 children. Joan's community involvement included serving as the governor's appointee to 4th District Judicial Nominating Commission, Government Tax Committee, Mercy Hospital Guild Hospital Craft Room, Hazeldale United Methodist Church, Nightingale Guild, West Pottawatomie County Farm Bureau, past Woman's Chair, 4-H leader of West Pottawatomie County Youth Committee, Superintendent of Home Economics Project at West Fair, Tri-Center Schools Committee, Pork Producers, Live and Learn Extension Club, Business and Professional Women, Republican Township Committee, and numerous Republican positions. Joan was a Republican from Pottawatomie County. She was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1984, serving for 4 terms. She served concurrently with her husband, Jack Hester, a senator from Pottawatomie County. They are recognized as the only married couple to serve concurrently at the Iowa State Capitol. During her time, she served on the following committees: Administration and Rules, Appropriations, Education, Human Resources, Labor and Industrial Relations, Local Government, and State Government. Representative Hester passed away on November 19th, 2019, at the age of 86.
The Honorable Betty Hoffman Bright.
Betty Ann Hoffman Bright was born December 1st, 1921, in Wanata, Indiana, the daughter of Leroy and Mary Black. She graduated from Wanata High School. She was married to Kenneth Hoffman from 1946 until his passing in 1970. Their union created 3 children. In 1981, she married Kenneth Bright, with whom she had 5 stepchildren. Betty graduated from Indiana State University with a degree in home economics and taught school in Indiana. She and her late husband moved to Muscatine, Iowa in 1957 and ran the S.J. Hoffman Silo Company. She continued working for the company for a few years after her husband's passing. Then she ran for the Iowa legislature. Betty was very active in the community as a member of Wesley United Methodist Church, the Phoenix Federated Club, Iowa Women's Political Caucus, the Farm Bureau, League of Women Voters, Philanthropic Educational Organization, Unity Hospital Auxiliary, Muscatine Community College Board, Community Nursing Board, Iowa State Committee on Aging, and Muscatine Planning and Zoning. Betty was a Republican from Muscatine County. She was elected to the Iowa House in the fall of 1976, serving 4 terms. During her time, she served on the following committees: Appropriations, Commerce, County Government, House Administration, Human Resources, State Government, and Transportation. She also served as Assistant Minority Leader. Representative Hoffman Bright passed away on December 18, 2021, at the age of 100.
The Honorable C.W. Bill Hutchins.
Charles Bill Hutchins, whom we called Hutch, was born March 29, 1931, to Jack and Hazel Hutchins. Bill attended Audubon Community Schools, graduating in 1948. Shortly after graduation, he enlisted in the United States Air Force, serving during the Korean conflict. In 1955, Bill married Joanne Reeser. To this union, 4 daughters were born. They established their homes in Guthrie Center and owned and operated a dry cleaning business for 35 years. Bill first ran for the House of Representatives in 1972. He served in the House until 1976. He was then elected to the Iowa Senate in 1977 and served until 1992. During his time in the Senate, he was an assistant leader and eventually served as the Senate Majority Leader. Due to his wife's declining health, he retired during his 5th term in the Senate. Senator Hutchins was also a member of the Knothole Gang, and the adventures, trips, stories, and friendships formed were so important to him. He continued scheduling meetings well after his years of service on the Hill. The men would gather along with their spouses and share both a meal and stories as they relived wonderful times together. After his retirement from the legislature, Senator Hutchins joined a consulting and lobbying firm and later purchased that firm, and Charles W. Hutchins and Associates Incorporated was formed. The firm represented many organizations and clients. Bill married Marlene Willie in October 2003 in Phoenix, Arizona. During his retirement years, he enjoyed hunting, golfing, fishing, and an occasional casino or two. Senator Hutchins was an Audubon Democrat. Senator Hutchins passed away December 8, 2019, at the age of 88.
Stay
The Honorable Tom Yoakam.
Thomas Tom Yoakam was born December 25th, 1951, in Dubuque, Iowa. The son of Alfred and Lolita Yoakam. He graduated from Wahlert High School. He attended Loras College in Dubuque before working for John Deere. Tom married Mary Pamela Hingen, whom he had his first child. He later was remarried to Amy Ward Yoakam, and they had 4 children. His first child, Sarah, was born with intellectual disabilities, which encouraged Tom to get into politics, to fight for people like her. He worked as the executive director of the Association of Retired Citizens, which promotes and protects the human rights of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. After his time in the legislature and with ARC, he started a political consulting and lobbying business. Tom's involvement in community causes was too numerous to list, but included work with the LGBTQ community, the Meskwaki tribe, and the Iowa unions. Tom was a Democrat from Dubuque. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1974, serving 9 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Commerce, Economic Development, Energy, Finance, Judiciary, Law Enforcement, Labor and Industrial Relations, and Ways and Means. He also served as chair of the Appropriations Committee for 10 years. Representative Yoakam passed away on November 9th, 2020, at the age of 68. He was my dearest friend.
The Honorable Paul Johnson.
Paul Wesley Johnson was born June 10, 1941 in Oakland, California, the son of Wallace Johnson and Rachel Oslin. He grew up in Beresford, South Dakota, and Oaklawn, Illinois, where he graduated from high school. He married Patricia Jocelyn in 1965, and together their union created 3 children. Paul graduated from the University of Illinois Institute of Aviation in 1962 and joined the Peace Corps, serving in Ghana for 2 years. Returning to the United States, he enrolled in and received his Bachelor of Science and his Master's degree in Forestry from the University of Michigan. He also completed doctoral studies and research on tree growth. He spent time working for the U.S. Forest Service and teaching forestry at the University of Michigan and at his school in Ghana before buying a farm in Wenatchee County in 1974. Paul was sought after for his achievement and knowledge of environmental issues. He was on the National Academy of Sciences Board on Agriculture and appointed by President Clinton to run the Soil Conservation Service, later called the Natural Resources Conservation Service, in Washington, D.C. Paul was also appointed as the director of the Iowa Department of Natural Resources in the early 2000s. He spent his later years in life serving on various boards and commissions in an advisory or mentor capacity. Paul was a Democrat from Wenatchee County. He was elected to the Iowa House in the fall of 1984, serving for 3 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Agriculture, Education, Energy, Natural Resources, and Ways and Means. Representative Johnson passed away on February 15th, 2021, at the age of 79.
The Honorable Gerald Jones.
Gerald Jerry Dwayne Jones, and yes, talking with Janet and the kids tonight, Gerald would always tell you that's Gerald, that consonant's a hard G, even though his nickname was Jerry. Gerald was born January 11, 1933 in Silver City, Iowa, the son of Alva and Letha Jones. He graduated from Silver City High School and married Janet Schroeder in 1955, and their union created 2 children. After high school, Gerald attended Commercial College of Commerce in Omaha, Nebraska, and the University of California in Santa Barbara. He registered for military service and joined the Air Force, where he was stationed at Selfridge Air Force Base in Michigan, serving as a finance officer during the Korean War era. After 4 years with the Air Force, he and Janet returned to Silver City, where he started a 37-year career in the insurance industry as an underwriter and was a property manager after retirement. Gerald spent much of his life in public service. He was elected mayor of Silver City, serving for 27 years in the position. He served on the Mills County Board of Supervisors as well. There were many other boards and positions in which he served, including the Silver City School Board, the Board of Directors of Health Planning for the Council of the Midlands, the 4th Judiciary Adult Correction Executive Board, Juvenile Detention Board of Directors, Southwest Iowa Planning Agency Board, Iowa Western Community College Board of Directors, Silver City Volunteer Fire Department, Silver City Ambulance Service, and the Silver City Commercial Club. Gerald Jones was also a member of the American Legion and the Rotary. Gerald Jerry Jones was a Republican from Mills County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the summer of 2001, serving for 3 terms. During his time, Gerald Jones served on the following committees: Agriculture, Local Government, State Government, Transportation, and Ways and Means. A wonderful and gracious man. Representative Gerald Jones passed away this October 5, 2021, at the age of 88.
The Honorable Gene V. Kennedy.
Gene Kennedy was born October 28, 1927, in Lamars, Iowa, to Eugene and Lillian Kennedy. He later attended Trinity College in Sioux City and received his Bachelor of Arts degree from Loras College in Dubuque. He married the love of his life, Dorothy Evelyn Sell, on May 21, 1952. They shared just short of 70 married years together. To this union, 8 children were born. Gene served on the Iowa Highway Patrol out of Red Oak, Iowa. They later moved to Dubuque, and after owning a business there, he was urged to run for the Iowa legislature. Gene served terms in both the Iowa House and the Iowa Senate. During these years, he prioritized issues that involved law enforcement and private schools, including the Iowa Tuition Grant Program. After his terms in the legislature, he joined the lobby. It was there that he spent the majority of his years at the Capitol. Gene believed that it was important for legislators to get to know each other and spend time together outside of the chamber. So the infamous Tuesday night parties were born. While these nights were filled with wonderful food cooked by Dorothy, it also allowed legislators to get to know each other and their families. They were a huge success. Senator Kennedy was also a member of the unofficial Knot Hole Gang. That is K-N-O-T, not. And he could share endless stories of how to catch, clean, and cook fish. The years he spent with his closest legislative friends in this group spanned decades. He was forever grateful for their friendship. Senator Kennedy was a Dubuque County Democrat. Senator Gene V. Kennedy passed away on March 7th, 2021, at the age of 93.
The Honorable John Landon.
John Robert Landon was born March 7th, 1950 in Marshalltown, Iowa, the son of Helen and Laverne Landon. He grew up in Marshalltown, where he graduated from West Marshall High School in 1968. He married Marvis Ridgely on February 28th, 1987, and together, their union created 2 children, Eric and Morgan. John served in the United States Navy Seabees and served in Vietnam with honorable discharge before graduating from Iowa State University in 1962 with a degree in agriculture business. He spent 27 years working in the grain business and 9 years in farm management and real estate as a partner at People's Company. John was a Cub Scout den leader in the late 1990s and an assistant scout leader for Troop 188 Boy Scouts in Ankeny for many years until 2006. He served as a deacon at Cornerstone Baptist Church in Ankeny until 2015. In 2013, John was inducted into the Iowa Gold Star Hall of Fame at Camp Dodge for his military service. John was a Republican from Polk County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 2012, serving 5 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Appropriations, Commerce, Human Resources, Local Government, and Transportation. John served as the chairman of the Administration Regulation Appropriations Subcommittee. Speaker Pat Grassley, upon John's passing, said, "As far as public servants go, John was the very best of us. John was everything Iowa needs in its representatives. A strong leader, a hard worker, a great mind, and a humble servant. He'll be sorely missed by all of us, but he's in a better place." Representative John Landon passed away on July 29th, 2021, at the age of 71.
The Honorable Clark Edward McNeil II.
Clark Edward McNeil II was born April 8, 1942 in Belmont, Iowa, the son of Dorothy and Clark H. McNeil. He graduated from Belmont High School. He had 4 children. Clark earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in 1964 from Cornell College and went on to earn his Juris Doctorate from the University of Iowa in 1967. Following his time at Iowa, he settled in Iowa Falls, where he practiced law until his retirement. After retirement, he moved to Branson, Missouri, where he spent his remaining years near his family. Clark was known for his musical talents, playing piano and singing in the church choir, and performing Handel's Messiah annually with a choir that performed in Mount Vernon, Iowa. He was active in his church and served as a trustee in Iowa Falls. He also served as a policy judge for Iowa Falls, Hardin County Attorney, and was the city attorney for Alden, Buckeye, and Iowa Falls. Clark was a Republican from Hardin County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1990, serving for 2 terms. His father, Clark McNeil, also served in the Iowa House, representing Wright County for 5 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Appropriations, Human Resources, Judiciary, and Labor and Industrial Relations. He served as the chair of the Judiciary Committee. Representative McNeil passed away on November 9th, 2020, at the age of 78.
The Honorable J. Moninga.
J. Moninga was born June 27, 1943, in Belmont, Iowa, the son of Alfred and Marvu Moninga. He He attended and graduated from Belmont High School in 1961. On January 27, 1968, he married Sonia Boynton, and together they had 2 daughters. Jay attended Luther College in Decorah before attending the University of Northern Iowa, where he earned his bachelor's degree and his master's degree in political science. He also earned a master's in public administration from Drake and received endorsements from the University of Nebraska. He spent his early career teaching high school government, first in Clinton, Iowa, then in Urbandale, Iowa, and later added to his teaching load the development and administering of talented and gifted programs in Urbandale, Des Moines, Council Bluffs, Burley, Idaho, and Holdridge, Nebraska. After retiring from teaching, he ran a bed and breakfast in Pocatello, Idaho, and retreats in Wapiti, Wyoming, and Roberts, Montana. Jay spent time volunteering for several ministries, helping with food disasters, building projects, and fire disasters. He was a devout Christian, a voracious reader, an adventurous hiker and mountain climber, a nature lover, and an environmental activist. He also authored 7 books. He and his wife, Sonia, were also avid travelers. Jay was a Democrat from Clinton County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1972, serving for 2 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Commerce, Education, and Ways and Means. Representative Moninga passed away on October 12, 2021, at the age of 78.
The Honorable Dan Mulbauer.
Daniel Dan Wayne Mulbauer was born August 6, 1958, in Audubon, Iowa, the son of Louis and Phyllis Kirchhoff Mulbauer. He attended the Manila Community School and graduated in 1976. He married Patty McCone on May 27, 1978, and their union created 3 children. Dan attended Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, where he obtained an associate's degree in ag business. While attending Ellsworth, he also played football for the college. Following college, Dan and Patty began their life on the farm, spending every free moment he had with his family and doing the things he loved, riding horses and working on the farm. Dan was also very committed to his community. He served as a Crawford County supervisor from 2005 to 2011, served on West Central Community Action in Harlan, the Yes Center in Cherokee, and the Crawford County Fair Board, and the Crawford County Conservation Board. Dan was a Democrat from Crawford County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 2010, serving for 2 terms. His father, Louis Mulbauer, also served in the House, representing Crawford County for 5 terms. During Dan's time, he served on the following committees: Administration and Rules, Agriculture, Commerce, Public Safety, Veterans Affairs, and Ways and Means. Representative Dan Mulbauer passed away October 1st, 2020, at the young age of 62.
The Honorable Bill Palmer.
William Palmer was born on January 13, 1935, to George and Florence Palmer. Bill grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, and graduated from East High. He lived his entire life as a proud East Sider, where he owned Palmer Insurance Agency for 30 years. Bill married Evelyn Johnson in June of 1953. To this union, 3 children were born. He later married Aveda, and they were blessed to share over 29 years together. His service in the Iowa legislature included both the House of Representatives, serving from 1965 to 1969, and the Iowa Senate from 1969 to 1999. During this time, he was on the Commerce, Labor, and Business Relations, Small Business and Economic Development, and Ways and Means committees. Yet another unofficial club in which he belonged, Senator Palmer was a distinguished member of a bipartisan group of senators known as the Montana Mafia. While the name may sound alarming, it was named after a well-known and frequently visited restaurant known as Montana's, which was located at the bottom of the hill from the Capitol. Many stories were shared and a lot of food consumed by this group of legislators. He was also the original owner and creator of the Depot Bar at the Iowa State Fair. Although he believed at times his limited education would prevent him from interacting with his legislative peers, it only took one conversation with him to know that he was well-versed on just about any subject. He really enjoyed spending time talking with everyone, and his ability to engage in conversation was truly one of his strongest assets. Senator Palmer was able to look beyond his own personal choices and look at the bigger picture, recognizing what could potentially help the majority of people. This was evident when he voted with members of his own caucus and the new Republican majority in passing the smoke-free legislation. Senator Palmer was a Polk County Democrat. Senator Bill Palmer passed away on February 22, 2020, at the age of 85.
The Honorable Dennis Parmenter.
Dennis Parmenter was born December 27, 1950, in Elkhart, Iowa, the son of Paul, Henry, and Catherine Bonnie Parmenter. He graduated from North Polk High School in 1969. He was married to Kathy for 50 years, and their union created 3 children. Dennis attended Iowa State University, where he received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science in 1973. Following his time at Iowa State, he went on to Drake University, where he earned his law degree. He spent his professional career as a lawyer for the Laborers Union Local 353 in Des Moines, as an assistant county attorney in Story County, and in 1979 starting his own law practice in Huxley, which he ran with his wife Kathy. Dennis served his community in many ways. He was an active member and leader within his church. He served as mayor of Huxley. He was a member of the Iowa State and Story County Bar Associations, serving as president of the Story County Bar Association, coach of the Iowa State mock trial teams, board member of the ACLU, founding member of the Huxley Business Association and the North Polk Alumni Association, and a member of many other local organizations. Dennis was a Democrat from Story County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1998, serving for 1 term. During his time, he served on the following committees: Agriculture, Appropriations, Ethics, Judiciary, and Labor and Industrial Relations. Representative Parmenter passed away on December 12, 2020, at the age of 69.
The Honorable Henry Rayhans.
Henry V. Rayhans was born May 8, 1936, in Garfield Township, Hancock County, Iowa, the son of Henry and Agnes Kopachek Rayhans. He attended Garfield No. 5 Country School and graduated from Garner High School in 1954. He married Marvelyn Carolus on April 28, 1959, and their union created 4 children. Henry and Marvelyn moved to the acreage near Hayfield, Iowa, where he began to farm and raise their family. He continued living on the farm after Marvelyn passed away in 2006. On December 15, 2007, he married Donna Young. A few years after their marriage, they moved to Garner, Iowa. Henry served his community and the state over the years as a member of many boards and commissions, including the Garner Lions Club, Iowa Dairy Council, Farm Bureau, Iowa Beef Producers, Iowa Corn Growers Association, Iowa Soybean Association, Iowa Donor Network, and Iowa Taxpayers Association. He served as a state treasurer of the Iowa Catholic Workmen, Hancock County Farm Bureau. He was president of that organization, and as Hancock County Soil and Water Conservation Commissioner. He was a lifetime member of St. Wenceslas Catholic Church, where he served as a Eucharistic minister, usher, lector, and sang in the choir. He was a Republican from Hancock County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1996, serving for 9 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Agriculture, Economic Development, Local Government, Natural Resources, Public Safety, Transportation, and Veterans Affairs. He also served as the chair of the Natural Resources Committee. Representative Rayhans passed away on April 1st, 2021, at the age of 84.
The Honorable Laverne Schroeder.
Laverne Schroeder was born April 14, 1933, in Trainer, Iowa, the son of Emil and Emma Schroeder. He graduated from Trainer High School in 1952. He married Donna Jean Novotny in 1960, and their union created 5 children. Laverne joined the service following his graduation and served in the Korean War from 1953 to 55. He completed a 3-year agriculture and record-keeping course under the GI Bill and then began a career as a farmer. He married Shirley Robinson in 1982. Following his time in the legislature and after retiring as a farmer, he continued his love of politics by lobbying for causes including the National Rifle Association, the Iowa Association of Police and Peace Officers, Association of Horse Breeders, Iowa Sportsman Association, Farm Dealers, American Legion, and Les Hills. Laverne gave his time supporting numerous organizations, including Farm Bureau, Pottawatomie County Cattle Feeders Association, National Livestock Feeders Association, Knights of Columbus, and American Legion, where he was awarded for his 60 years of dedication and served as a township trustee. He also was honored to take part in the Heroes Honor Flight to D.C. in 2017. Laverne was a Republican from Pottawatomie County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1966, serving for 9 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Agriculture, Appropriations, Commerce, County and Township Affairs, County Government, Human Resources, Judiciary and Law Enforcement, Motor Vehicles and Highway Safety, Social Services, Transportation, and Ways and Means. He also served as the chair of the Commerce Committee. Representative Schroeder passed away on December 20th, 2019, at the age of 86.
The Honorable Ray Taylor.
Raymond Ray Taylor was born February 13th, 1936, in Holy Cross, the son of Francis Zach and Dorothy Ray Taylor. He attended and graduated from Holy Cross High School in 1954. On September 30th, 1961, he married Jean Marie Brandel, and their 58-year marriage created 5 children. Ray and Joan moved to Dubuque, Iowa, working as a mechanic in both Dubuque and Dyersville. He served several years as a reservist in the 389th U.S. Army Engineering Battalion. Ray went on to work 31 years at John Deere Dubuque Works, retiring in 1982. Ray was a member of his local union. He was active in politics most of his life, and he served as a 1980 delegate to the Iowa Republican State Convention. Ray was a Republican from Dubuque County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives the fall of 1970, serving for 1 term. During his time, he served on the following committees: Agriculture, Higher Education, and State Government. Representative Taylor passed away December 2nd, 2021, at the age of 85.
The Honorable Richard Taylor.
Richard Dick Taylor was born April 5th, 1931, in Algona, Iowa, son of Cash Otto and Gladys Paisley Taylor. He graduated from Algona High. He married Janice Hefty on July 25th, 1954, and their union created 2 children. Dick honorably served in the United States Navy during the Korean War from 1949 to 1953. Upon his discharge, he attended the University of Iowa and Wisconsin School of Mortuary Science. His career included becoming a licensed electrician, a licensed plumber, and a licensed funeral director. However, most of his career, he worked proudly as a union electrician. Dick's passion for serving his community led to his position on the Robbins City Council and as a member of the Mount Hermon Lodge 263 and the Lynn County Democrats. He was also a lifetime member of the American Legion, Disabled American Vets, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. He served his fellow vets by accepting an appointment to the Lynn County Veterans Commission. Dick was a Democrat from Lynn County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1998, serving for 6 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Commerce, Labor and Industrial Relations, Local Government, Judiciary, Natural Resources, Veterans Affairs, and Ways and Means. Representative Taylor passed away September 17th, 2020, at the age of 89.
The Honorable Richard Vanderhoof.
Richard Vanderhoof was born on May 15th, 1925, to Paul and Maggie Vanderhoof on the farm south of Boyden, Iowa. He grew up on the farm near Boyden, but he felt his help was needed on the farm rather than to continue pursuing his education. Shortly before his 19th birthday, Rich was drafted in the United States Army and served until 1946 during World War II. After returning home, he was united in marriage on September 4th, 1946, to Harriet Vandermatten at the First Reformed Church in Boyden. To this union, 4 children were born. Rich was elected state senator in 1980 and served in the Iowa Senate for 12 years. After the 1990 reapportionment, he served 6 years in the Iowa House of Representatives. While serving in the legislature, he was a member of the Human Resources, Transportation, and chair of the local government committees. Upon his retirement from the legislature in 1998, he moved his family to Sibley, Iowa. He retained an interest and engagement in civic activities and considered his work on Hawkeye Point and its development as an attractive asset to the area as one of his greatest accomplishments. Rich received many awards from the Osceola County Farm Bureau Service to Agriculture Award. He was also a member of and elder of the Oshedin Christian Reformed Church, American Legion, Osceola County Cattlemen's Association, and the Pork Producers. Senator Vanderhoof was an Osceola County Republican. Senator Richard Vanderhoof passed away on December 20th, 2020, at the age of 95.
The Honorable James Van Engelhoven.
James Jim Lee Van Englenhoven was born September 8, 1943 in Mahaska County, Iowa. The son of Everett J. and Jeanette Van Englenhoven, he attended and graduated from Oskaloosa High School in 1961. On June 16, 1965, he married Carol Vermeer, and in their 56-year union, they created one son. Following high school graduation, Jim spent 6 years serving in the Iowa Air National Guard and was a farmer near Pella. He also served for 6 years on the Mahaska County Board of Supervisors from 1992 to 1998. Jim was involved in his community in numerous ways, with membership in Farm Bureau, the American Legion, 4-H, Iowa Corn Growers Association, Iowa Soybean Association, and Marion County Pheasants Forever. He was also a longtime member of the Layton Christian Reformed Church. Jim was a Republican from Marion County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1998, serving for 7 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Ethics, Labor, Local Government, Natural Resources, Public Safety, State Government, Transportations, and Veterans Affairs. He served as the chairman of local government. Representative Jim Van Englenhoven passed away on September 20th, 2021, at the age of 78.
The Honorable Harold Van Manen.
Harold Gene Van Manen was born July 28, 1929, in Oskaloosa, Iowa, the son of Gilbert and Cora Van Manen. He attended a country school until 8th grade when his family moved to Pella. He graduated from Pella High School in 1947. On February 23, 1950, he married Luella Rose Grunendijk, and they had 2 children. Harold was drafted in the United States Army in March 1952, serving on the island of Okinawa during the Korean conflict, and was discharged in February 1954. Following his discharge, he began farming south of Tracy, Iowa. Harold served as a deacon and an elder at the Tracy Christian Reformed Church, the Board of Trustees for Mahaska County Hospital in Oskaloosa, the Mahaska County 4-H Council, and was a school board member at Twin Cedars Schools for 16 years. Harold's wife, Luella, passed away in 1993. He and Marie Engbers were married on March 8, 1997. Harold was a Republican from Mahaska County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1978, serving for 10 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Administration and Rules, Agriculture, Appropriations, Economic Development, Education, Energy, Human Resources, Labor and Industrial Relations, Legislative Council, Local Government, Natural Resources, State Government, and Transportation. Harold served as the Republican Minority Leader and was sworn in as the Speaker of the Iowa House of Representatives on January 11, 1993. Speaker Harold Van Manen passed away on October 12, 2021, at the age of 92.
The Honorable Jack E. Woods.
Jack E. Woods was born March 16, 1936, in Des Moines, Iowa, the son of Jack and Bernice Woods. He graduated from Abraham Lincoln High School in Des Moines in 1955. He married Catherine Foreman, and their union created 3 children. Jack spent his career self-employed as the owner and operator of Melody Music in Des Moines since 1978. As from his time as a legislator, Jack was a member of the Masonic Lodge and Zagazig Shrine. He also spent many years coaching for the Little League All-American Football League. Jack was a Democrat from Polk County. He was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1972, serving for 7 terms. During his time, he served on the following committees: Commerce, Judiciary and Law Enforcement, Natural Resources, State Government, Transportation, and Ways and Means. He also served as chair of the Transportation Committee. Representative Woods passed away on April 14, 2019, at the age of 83.
The Honorable Mark Zeman.
Mark Zeman was born January 17, 1945, to Lyle and Leah Zeman in Postville, Iowa. He graduated from Postville High School in 1963 and then went on to attend Iowa State University. Mark was united in marriage to Jennifer Overland on August 8, 1964. To this union, 4 children were born. He was a farmer starting in 1965 and also owned Cherry Valley Enterprises and Highway Lanes. Following in his father's footsteps, he served as a state senator from 2001 to 2008. While serving in the legislature, he served on the Agriculture, Appropriations, Economic Growth, Local Government, and Transportation Committees. He was also one to give generously of his time, serving in various capacities throughout his life, including being a church council member at St. Paul Lutheran Church, past chairman of the board of the Iowa Motor Truck Association, past president of Tri-City Golf Club, and past chairman of the Alameda County Republican Central Committee, just to name a few. Mark was an avid bowler. He attended the National Bowling Tournament for 25 consecutive years, and he bowled a perfect 300 game at the State Bowling Tournament in 2005. He enjoyed RV adventures, fishing trips, golf, playing cards, crop tours, and cheering on the Cubs. But the thing he loved most was spending time with his family. Senator Zeman was an Alameda County Republican. Senator Mark Zeman passed away on September 8, 2019, at the age of 74.
The Honorable Joanne Zimmerman.
Joanne McIntosh Zimmerman was born December 24th, 1936, in Van Buren County, Iowa, the daughter of Russell and Hazel McIntosh. She graduated from Keosauqua High School in 1954. She married Tom Zimmerman in 1956, and their union created 5 children, and they had 2 foster children. Joanne graduated from Broadlawns School of Nursing in Des Moines in 1958, received her Bachelor of Arts degree from Drake in 1973, and completed graduate work at Iowa State University. She spent her early career years as a nurse, serving as head obstetrics nurse at Broadlawns Hospital. She also taught obstetrics at Broadlawns School of Nursing. Following her year at Broadlawns, she served in many positions of public service. After stepping down from public service, she co-founded the Democratic Activist Women's Network, later called Emerge Iowa. She then returned to her healthcare roots, serving as the administrator of various rehabilitation and home health agencies. Joanne's time in public service included becoming Iowa's first woman lieutenant governor and Senate president, serving as president of Waukee Community School Board, on Iowa PTA Board, the Iowa League for Nursing Board, the Dallas County Democratic Central Committee, and the Family-Centered Child Birth Association Board. She spent time volunteering as a nurse for neighborhood and religious organizations, was elected president of First Christian Church in Des Moines, and became a master gardener in 2004. Her public recognition and awards included being inducted into the Iowa Women's Hall of Fame in 2003 and the Iowa Women's Forum in 2004, featured by the Des Moines Register as a defining woman of Iowa history in 2006, and in 2019, Dawn Emerge Iowa named their flagship annual award after her, the Joanne Zimmerman Activist Award. Joanne was a Democrat from Dallas County. She was elected to the Iowa House of Representatives in the fall of 1982, serving for 2 terms. During her time, she served on the following committees: Agriculture, Education, and Human Resources. Representative Zimmerman passed away on October 22nd, 2019, at the age of 82.
Please respond by reading the verses in italics as printed on the back of your program. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. This concludes our memorial service. As the reading indicate, the Iowa legislature has had a number of extraordinary individuals serving the people of Iowa. Thank you for all attending tonight. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the committee for their efforts, and to those participating tonight, the readers, the candlelighters, the hosts and the hostesses. Special thanks to the choir members, director, Representative Rob Bacon, and the accompanist, Margaret Guth, for sharing their talents with us. The official memorial resolution for your legislator is located at the Sergeant of Arms desk in the back of the chamber. We also encourage family members to take home with them the candle that was used during the service. Extra programs are also available. You are invited to join us in the rotunda outside of the doors of the Senate for coffee and refreshments.